Hey guys, this is Ryan with Mama on Mission, and this is a Homeschool Essentials collaboration hosted by Ingrid over at Mommy and Mia Homeschool Chronicles. And so I will link her channel and the playlist down below so that you can check out all the other videos and what other moms consider their homeschool essentials. The first question is, what are your top 3 mom things for homeschool? So mine are pens and pencils. In specific, I really like mechanical pencils, the big old school with the little colored clip mechanical pencils. And for pens, I like flare pens. However, I have found maybe a new favorite. I've only seen them in black thus far, but that's okay. I kind of prefer just writing in black. I don't know. But it is the Sharpie pen, and it doesn't bleed through, so it works just like a fine point Sharpie, but it doesn't bleed through to the other side of your page. And I just found that this summer, and I love it. So my pens and pencils, my laser printer, that thing saves us on so much ink, and my computer. I could homeschool without those things, but I sure wouldn't want to. Number 2, what are 3 homeschool must-haves no matter what? And I'm going to kind of cheat on this one and just say good books, paper, and pencil. Because basically, once your kiddos can read, they can read and learn anything they want to. And if they have a pen and paper, pencil and paper to write down their thoughts and ideas, they're learning. That's school. So if I could only have 3 things, that would be it. Number 3, 3 new things that I'm adding to homeschool this year. One thing is we're adding a geography curriculum. We've just kind of touched geography here and there randomly, and previously our homeschool co-op was doing that. This year they will not be doing that, so I'm going to pick that up. We're going to be doing Galloping the Globe, and I'll be doing that with both my boys at the same time during our morning time, so that should be fun. Then we are going to be adding in kid read-alouds, and this sounds like a duh, why haven't I been doing this from the beginning? But once I taught my oldest to read, I just kind of let him read independently. And then I work with my younger one, my middle son, like through his phonics program. So I just kind of stopped making them read aloud to me, other than at Bible time they read a little bit. But they kind of need to work on those skills, I've noticed. My oldest kind of deals with mumbling and rushing past words, and getting too quiet and not being able to keep his volume maintained. So we're going to work on reading aloud, and that's my fault. I dropped the ball on that. So we're going to reintroduce that and make that a normal part of our homeschool day this year. And then we're also going to focus a little more on nature studies this year. I'm going to add that. We've always just kind of done it loosey-goosey as we could, but I'm actually going to get a field guide for our state, and we're going to go out. I have 2 chunks set aside, one in the fall and one in the spring, where we're going to go out and actually look for these different things and identify different things. So do an actual nature study. Number 4, 3 things that I'm changing or removing this year for my homeschool. We're going to take out our daily learning notebook that we had from, I believe, Erica Arndt over at Confessions of a Homeschooler. That really served its purpose with us. I really loved it. But this year I'm just going to kind of condense. And as far as calendar and counting money and stuff like that goes, we're just going to all do that together during morning time, just to kind of shorten that a little bit, because it was taking quite a bit of our time. And while that was important because they were needing to really brush up on those skills, now that I feel like they have a good hang on it, I think we're just going to condense that time this year. Another thing we're getting rid of, well, we're not getting rid of, we're changing, is our schedule. The schedule we had last year is just not going to work this year. My youngest's nap times have really shifted, and he's not sleeping nearly as much, so we're going to have to kind of accommodate him. So our schedule is just going to look a whole lot different. My first grader is picking up some harder curriculum this year, so he's going to need a little more direction on certain parts of the day, so we just got to shift our schedule a lot this year. And the third thing that I'm changing is our morning time. I'm kind of simplifying down our morning time. As far as the amount of time, it's going to be the same. Instead of hitting a bunch of subjects each day and only spending a couple minutes on each of them, I'm going to make it more of a block schedule. So we will do 6 weeks of art, 6 weeks of music, and 6 weeks of nature, and then rotate those through. And then we will be doing our kind of our calendar time, our Pledge of Allegiance, all that stuff, our memory work, and a little bit of reading, instead of adding in all these other little things and feeling like we never really got anywhere with morning time. So this year we're simplifying it and hopefully making it more enjoyable and more impactful. Number 5, 3 things in my survival homeschool kit. So things that a mom might have to help her survive the day. For me, that would be coffee, and I think that's probably on a lot of moms' lists. Also, my walking shoes, because there's been a lot of times, even during the summer when we're taking it really light on school, that I just need some fresh air and I need to move my body and breathe. And even if my kids go with me, we're at least all getting some pent-up energy out, either frustration or just some energy we have from being young and being made to sit and do school. So that has really helped us just be able to get out and have some fresh air and some movement. And also, this is kind of cheesy, but my praying hands. There's several times during a homeschool week that I just have to stop and say, God, you have to help me because I can't help myself right now and I cannot help them. So I just give it to God and let him take over, and somehow or other he does. Number 6, 3 must-read books for homeschool help. I am not going to be able to help on this because I don't read that many homeschool books. First of all, the Bible. That is your source for any wisdom you need. And there are scriptures everywhere on how to raise children, and if you are homeschooling, you need to know how to raise your kids. It's kind of the whole point of homeschooling, is that you're the one who's raising them. So the second would be The Well-Trained Mind, but I do say I have not read that cover to cover, but I have skimmed through it and I have looked up certain things in it and gotten a lot of wisdom from there. Other than that, I haven't read very much. I've read Teaching from Rest, and that's a pretty good one. If anything, I get most of my homeschool inspiration from podcasts. Right now, the one that I would recommend is Pam Barnhill's Homeschool Solution Show. She used to have 3 different ones: Homeschool Solution Show, Your Morning Basket, and there's one other. But I think she's combined those all into the Homeschool Solution Show. But I think the old episodes of the other 2 are still available. So just look up Pam Barnhill on wherever you get your podcast and you'll find her. But she has a lot of good guests on, and I've just really gotten a lot from that. Number 7, 3 favorite homeschool subjects to teach in order. First of all, I would say reading. There's something about knowing that you and your child have worked together to get them to read. It's just, I don't know, it's almost magical when they finally figure it out and are doing it on their own. And then just reading aloud together is so much fun. And then probably my second favorite would be math, because math doesn't change. Math is math is math. And so you just do it. It's pretty easy. And my kids like it because there's a lot of manipulatives involved. And so that one's pretty easy for me to teach, and I kind of enjoy it. And last but not least, I can't decide between history and science. I personally like history a little bit more, especially because we use Story of the World, so it's just like reading a novel, and it's really fun. But I think my kids enjoy science more, and so I kind of think maybe I like teaching science just because I love seeing them enjoying themselves while doing stuff in science. Number 8, when is the best time for you to do your planning? As far as just in general, I usually on Sunday nights during the school year just kind of write down what we're going to be doing for the week. I kind of already have that pre-planned in the beginning of the year about how many lessons of each subject I want to get done a week, so I just can kind of fill in my planner. But then in the morning, I just kind of gather my thoughts, make my list of what we need to get through, and we go. But as far as planning for the whole year, I do that typically like the second weekish of July I start. This year I was a little late to the game, but I've just worked really hard and gotten it done somehow. Number 9, favorite planner and supplies. I have already done a quick walkthrough of this planner, but this is my favorite planner 3 years in a row. It's called the Well Planned Day. It's pretty, but very simple. I've showed you this before. I just love the layout because it's not cluttery, but still pretty. And then as far as supplies go, I don't do the washi tape and the stickers and all that stuff, but I thought I would show you. Here's my handy dandy big pencil that I was telling you about. I write most of our plans in that. Things that I know are going to be permanent. I use this Sharpie pen that I was talking about that does not bleed through and is wonderful. And then stuff that I'm just not sure if I'm going to want to erase it or not. I use my friction pens, and those are a favorite around here. And then if I want stuff to look really, really pretty, which isn't usually in my planner, but occasionally I will, then I'll use my flare pens. And last, number 10, 3 field trips you're planning this year. We don't really plan our field trips in advance unless we're going to be going out of town or my husband has a few days off, which is very rare. But our homeschool co-op does do several field trips throughout the year, so we might go to a few of those. I would like to check out, we have a local art museum that I've never taken the kids to. We'd probably have to find a sitter for the baby, but now that we're doing a little more focus on art history this year and art appreciation, I think it'd be cool. I think it would be cool to go check that out. And then last year we went to a hatchery close to us with our co-op, and I would like to go back there with my husband because we ended up being a little late because my baby threw up in the car. So we're going to try to go to that when it cools off a little bit, and take my husband with us and get more of the full experience since we'll be on time. And they also have trails there that I would like to walk. And then also, this isn't super learning based, but I would like to take my boys to a car museum. They are both obsessed with any sort of transportation, anything at all. And we have at least 2 in a town south of us and at least 1 in a town north of us that we've never taken them to. And so I'm going to kind of research those and find one that I feel like would be the most educational, maybe have some videos or some literature about the cars that we can read, or the history of the cars or whatever, to make it a little more educational. But I think my boys would just really love to go do that. So that is all, and I do remind you to check out Ingrid's channel. Her link is down below, and check out the playlist to see what other moms had to say about their homeschool essentials. If you've not subscribed yet, I ask that you would do so, and comment below about what your homeschool essentials are if you're a homeschool mom. And I thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.